Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of the Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys watching today's video. And guys, today we're going to be talking about bright colors, specifically bright skirt colors on lures, and sort of go over the conditions when they work good and when you want to use them and when they don't work good. So I think it's going to add up to some good fish for you guys down the road somewhere along the line. Guys, before we get started, I want to remind you about our September sale on my signature series. These are my RB2 solar bat sunglasses. Throughout the month of September, if you buy a pair, you get them at 30% off the regular cost, and also any purchase over $56, you get a $30 grab bag full of solar bat sunglasses. So I'll put the link in the description if you guys would like to try them out. I think you guys absolutely love these glasses, and the Hycon Yellow is my favorite lens. And also, guys, solar bat's also offering, there's going to be a total eclipse next spring. Excuse me. A total eclipse of the sun next spring, and Solar Bat has special eclipse glasses to purchase on there. I think they're under $30, so you can check those out by going to the link, and I'll put the link in the description for all that here if you guys want to check that out. Much appreciated. Okay, guys, we're going to talk about skirts today, bright skirts. Skirts basically like this, the super bright colors, the chartreuses and the yellows that are normally associated with spinnerbait, buzzbait a little bit, are the two primary ones. Sometimes the chatterbait, but you're basically your skirted lures like that. You don't really use this type of a trailer on a jig much. It's primarily for a spinnerbait and a buzzbait, and I'm gonna say primarily more than anything for a spinnerbait. Now, there's a couple situations where this is gonna be super productive for you guys, and the odd thing about it, it's sort of like a paradox, because here's the two situations where a bright yellow or bright chartreuse skirt works good. And that is really dirty water, dirty muddy water, or extremely clear water. It doesn't really make sense how, if something can work good in muddy water, how it also works good in clear water. That's what we're going to talk about here in the video. So the first one, let's talk about the dirty water conditions. One of the things about dirty waters is you have to understand how the fish feed. Now they feed on vibration. For saying a spinnerbait, you know, the blade puts out some type of vibration and water displacement, but also, you know, a bright colored skirt can get their visual attraction if they get close to the bait. So in dirty water, and I'm talking about dirty water, is visibility pretty much like less than 12 inches in visibility, less than a foot. And I even like it better if you have water visibility from about 3 inches to 6 inches. If I have water visibility about like that, where I can see that far down, that's an excellent situation for a bright chartreuse or yellow skirt. It's like, works really good under those conditions. Now, that would be for like normal, partly cloudy or sunny days. Now, if you get out there and you have a day where it's, say, cloudy and rainy, then it might work a little bit better in a little bit cleaner water, maybe down to 12 inches or so, or maybe 15 inches, especially if the water has got a lot of wind kicking it up. So those days where you have cloudy, windy, rainy days, a bright colored chartreuse skirt's going to work good in that 12 to 15 inch water visibility, about a foot, foot and a half. Now, it doesn't really work that good in anything between sort of that foot and a half to, say, 4 to 5 foot zone. But once you start getting in real clear water, and I'm talking about water visibility of at least 5 foot clarity, you know, specifically maybe even 6, 7, 8 foot clarity, clear water conditions. This is another situation, which is the paradox, where the bright colored skirts work really good in there. And there's two different ways to fish them. If you're fishing the dirty water, you're fishing usually around shallow water objects, like you're throwing up to the bank and you're fishing it around stumps or lay down trees or shallow grass. But if you're and you're just sort of slow rolling it. What I mean by slow rolling it, if you guys don't know what that means, slow rolling the spinnerbait is just reeling it real slow, like where the blades are barely turning, sort of keeping it just barely moving like that in the shallow water. Now, if you're in clear water, the bass are still going to bite this thing really good, but you have to change your retrieve and your blade configurations. Instead of slow rolling it, you have to buzz it, buzz across the surface like that. So what I like to do is, in that clear water, I'll throw it out there, I'll keep my rod tip high, and I'll fish it really fast. And I'm trying to keep it like an inch underneath the water, maybe just like where it's throwing up a little wake behind it. And I put on a willow leaf blade. This is a round Colorado blade, but I'll put a willow leaf blade on in the clear water. Now, what happens in this situation, if you have a lake that doesn't have to have smallmouth, but this is a smallmouth killer. If you got a lake that has smallmouth in it, this is really good for a bright skirt. Smallmouth really like a bright yellow or chartreuse skirt. It also works on spotted bass or largemouth. But the thing about it is you have to keep this thing moving, and you have to keep it going fast underneath the water, and you usually have to have some type of wind. So if you get out there and you've got clear conditions and you got a windy day and you got maybe a mixed species of bass in your lake, but if you got a heavy smallmouth population, burning this bright colored spinnerbait is going to get the attention of those fish from a long distance away. Because if you got 6 foot of water clarity in the lake you're fishing and you got a bright yellow skirt on a spinnerbait, those fish can see it forever. And let's say, for example, you throw it out there on a point and you start burning it back. If there's a fish 20 or 30 or maybe even 40 foot away, they're going to hear this bait hit the water, and then they're going to see it the blade flashing and the bright skirt from a super long way away, and they're going to charge after it and bite it. If you keep the speed up, if you slow it down, they're never going to hit it. That's why you have to have it really fast, almost so fast where it's almost ready to come out of the water. It's called burning a spinnerbait. Works really good under those conditions. Now, ideally, if you told me what is the best situation for burning a spinnerbait, it would be in the spring time of the year or the fall time of the year. And I really like the fall better. Fall, up until when the water temperature starts getting down into the low to mid 50s, it works really good. Clear water, 5 to 6, 7, 8, and even clearer visibility. Wind, you got to have wind, and obviously, again, it helps if it's cloudy. So if you get out there and you've got a lake where you can see down in the water 5 or 6 feet, and it's a cloudy day or a little rainy out there, and you've got a 15-mile-an-hour wind, this is a great time to throw a bright colored yellow or chartreuse skirt. So anyway, guys, give it a try. They're definitely worth a place in your box. Dirty water, super clear water. It's a really, really good bait to fish color-wise, and it's been working for a long time. So hope it helps out, guys. We'll see you.